What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I'm doing a little bit of a different video. I'm doing a sit down video, which I have not done in a long time. I don't often get the chance to do like sit down videos, but today I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a story. Don't mind all this junk behind me. I feel like I'm not wide enough to cover it up, but this is my junk table. So we're just going to ignore that. But anyways, today I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a story because I feel like, oh, I'm sorry, shaking the camera. I feel like it has been long enough in time to tell this story that it's probably okay to talk about it. But if this video randomly disappears, they probably threw a fit and I took it down. But it has been just over 4 years since this situation happened. And I actually did post a video right after this occurred, and it's called Evicted. It's still up on my channel, but today I'm going to be telling you about the time that I got kicked out of a barn. And you guys know me on this channel. You know that I'm just swimming my way through the horse world just as much as everybody else. So I feel like it is important to talk about these types of situations because most of us come to horses to get away from people, but in the horse world you still have to deal with people and it's not great sometimes. It's really not. So today we're going to talk about the time I got kicked out of a barn, and I was probably only like 16 or 17 when this happened. So like, well, how old am I now? I would think I was only like 17. So this was a lot for me at the time. If you guys watched that video when I posted it, I was like bawling, very stressed out during this situation. So yeah, let's get into it. So if you guys have been watching me that long, amazing. If you haven't, basically for a long time, I was hired by a local gal. She lived literally like a few minutes away from me. I was hired by her to work with her horses. I worked with Starburst, Chloe, Pinky, Calypso. She had a bunch of horses, and basically while she was pregnant, she paid me to work with her horses. I broke out Starburst completely, did a lot of work with Calypso, did a lot of work with Chloe. And so yeah, I was hired by her. I worked with her horses for like over 2 years, I think. And so I worked with all of them, and at some point she moved them to a local boarding facility, which was also not far away from me at all. So I started working with them at this boarding facility. And she actually ended up giving me her horse Chloe, which was the little pony. If you guys have been watching since I had Chloe, you've been watching a long time. But I worked with Chloe. She was out of the loose pin at a sale barn. She had so many issues, very traumatized. And so they gave her to me. But I also kept Chloe at this barn. So I'm going to use fake names in this, obviously, to protect the people and whatnot. So we'll call her Jessica. We'll call the girl that hired me to work with our horses Jessica. So we both kept the horses at the same boarding facility, and the owner was an older man. So we'll call him Oliver. So Oliver, he was probably in his 70s or 80s, owned this boarding facility, and he let me keep Chloe there for free in exchange for helping him around the barn, stacking hay, cleaning stalls, you know, all of the laborious stuff that is easier for a young kid to do. So I did that in exchange for keeping Chloe there for free, and I also worked with Jessica's horses there. I took some lessons from him. He gave me some pointers with Chloe. Excuse me. And overall, we had a good relationship. He was a super, super sweet, nice guy, super laid back. And yeah, so me and Oliver were on good terms for a long time. And it was just until this one instance, and I don't understand where it came from, or like, if you guys watched that evicted video, and I don't encourage you to go back and watch it, it was very embarrassing. But I was seriously so hysterical, like distraught in that video. I was crying. My dad was mad at me. It was like, I don't know where it came from. So, coincidentally, Oliver, did his insurance, like his personal insurance, through my dad's wife because she was also local. So it was kind of just a coincidence that like he had his insurance through her. So my dad's wife got a call one day. And it was Oliver, and he literally ripped her. Actually, it was her employee. Her employee answered the phone, and he ripped her a new one. Like, basically went off on her employee, and to the point where her employee had to turn it over to my dad's wife, like turn the call over because they didn't know how to handle it. So he talked to my dad's wife, screamed at her basically, and obviously it had nothing to do with insurance. So my dad's wife basically told him, you need to call her dad and talk to him about this. So, because it was obviously a personal matter. So he calls my dad, who then calls me. So I answered the phone for my dad, and I'm like, hi, what's up? My dad is like, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you said, but Oliver has called his wife. Oliver has called me. He screamed at me. He screamed at her employee. I don't know what you said, but you need to go over there and make things right, because at this point he is evicting you and your pony out of his barn. And I was like, what are you talking about? So, my dad's like, I don't know what you did, but you put something on YouTube, and he is not happy about it. So at this point, I'm confused. I don't know what. So, I look at my past videos, and basically Oliver had went on a 2-week vacation. And during this 2 weeks, the boarders, myself, Jessica, were helping take care of the barn. And since he wasn't that far, I mean, it was like 20 minutes. I drove like 20 minutes to his barn. Since it wasn't that far, like, I was fine. I helped do the evening chores. So basically, every evening I drive over there, bring the horses in, give them hay, fill the water, whatever. And that was no big deal. I had no problem doing that. There was one day that I got there, and I have since privated this video. I did vlog the video, or the day. There was one day that I got there, and chores had already been done. And actually, it had happened a couple of different times before. So I got there, and chores were already done. The horses were brought in and were eating hay. And so naturally, I was annoyed by it, because I had just drove all the way there. Like, it's 20 minutes there and back. I was a young kid. I paid for my own gas. So I was like, I just drove all the way here, and I'm going to drive all the way home. And I probably used half a tank of gas, and chores are already done. Like, I don't know what's going on. But it irritated me, basically. Because I feel like if somebody was doing them, why didn't they communicate that to me so that I didn't drive all the way here? But I made use of my time, and I worked with Chloe that day. And so I vlogged it, and I had mentioned in the vlog that I was annoyed by that. And honestly, I didn't think I came off like bratty or rude or anything. I had said in the vlog, they're already done, so I don't know what's going on, but that was annoying. But I worked with Chloe, so I made it worth the drive. Well, I knew that Jessica kept up with my videos, because I had seen her comment on my videos a couple times, and so I knew that she watched my videos to keep up with my training of her horses. Not that it's related. It might be totally unrelated. I still don't know to this day. But I was explaining to my dad, okay, this is what happened. It's in this video. And yes, I did express my displeasure for the fact that I drove all the way there and chores were already done. So this must be what he is talking about. And so, and I told my dad, I was like, I didn't think I came off like bratty or rude about it. Like, all I said in the video was like, yeah, chores are already done, so that's annoying. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I was also annoyed that I got there and Chloe was in a stall, because to my understanding, they were to be turned out during the day, so I didn't know why she was in a stall, and I had seen her in a stall a couple other times, so that was like, I was confused by that. And then, yeah, I just drove all the way there to do chores when they were done already. And so yeah, I told that to my dad, and he was like, well, you need to call Oliver and get this straightened out, because you don't want to, you know, leave it on bad terms. So I did. My 17-year-old self, I called Oliver and literally was in tears talking to him on the phone, which is so embarrassing. And I told him, I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to anger you or upset you in any way. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I had gotten there, and a couple other days as well, I had gotten there and chores were already done. I didn't mean to upset you. Like, if there's anything I said in particular to upset you, I'm really sorry. Like, literally crying on the phone to the guy. And he was nice about it. Like, we talked about it. But he was like, yeah, I think it'd be best if you took your pony somewhere else. So I went and got her, and my dad wanted to talk to Oliver in person, but he wasn't at the barn when we got Chloe. And the reason I brought up Jessica watching my videos is because I don't know how else he would have saw the video, because the guy was like 85 years old. He knew how to text and make calls on his cell phone. That's it. Like, he didn't do Facebook. He doesn't do the internet. Nothing like that. So the only logical explanation to me as to how he saw the video was that Jessica showed it to him. And I was no longer working with Jessica's horses at this time. I think like a month or two beforehand, she had let me go because she was leasing out her horse and didn't need me to ride it anymore. And I wouldn't say like we had a falling out, but we did kind of have some miscommunications towards the end of me working for her. But I never asked, I never brought it up. But me and my dad were both like, who else, how else would he even have saw that video? So, and part of his blowing up, I guess, at my dad and his wife was that he never knew that I was making videos in his facility anyway. He never would have agreed to that. He never would have allowed me to make videos in his facilities anyway because of safety concerns and whatever. And I told my dad, I was like, no, I guess I never told him that I was filming videos to put on YouTube, but several times, like, I put up the camera to film my sessions with Chloe or wore my GoPro while he was there. And Jessica posts videos of her horses all the time, like on Facebook and whatever, so I guess I never thought to even think it was a big deal. And you guys, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know, like, I never give away any location or any like personal information about where these people live or what barns I'm at. And Oliver's barn in particular had a huge banner on the outside of it with the barn name and everything. And I always, actually, specifically because that banner was there, I was always very careful about how I vlogged, and usually vlogged myself walking into the barn, not walking out of the barn, because you could see the giant sign. So I was very cautious about it. I knew it was there. I never, I made sure if I showed that in a video to cut it out. I was very careful about it. Like, obviously didn't want to give away the location of his barn or the barn name or anything. So So yeah, that was kind of a falling out after that. I moved Chloe to a friend's house, and that was basically the end of it. But even like to this day, me and my dad are still kind of just like, why did he need to make such a big deal out of that? Or like, why would Jessica do that? Like, was she really like that upset with me over our miscommunication about her horses? Or like, did she really not want me at the barn? Like, I didn't understand what she had against me to like rat me out or tattle on me or something. But like, it was very bizarre, and like still to this day, it just confuses me. So it is what it is. But like, that's just type of stuff you can get into in the horse world. You just like really have to watch your back. So after that, I actually took Chloe to the barn that I'm at now and have been at for a long time. I took her there, and I had asked the barn owner, I was like, do you care if I like post videos and film like my stuff with Chloe? And she's like, no, like, no, I don't care. Like, don't give away where I live, but like, why would I care? I was like, well, I actually just got kicked out of a barn for posting videos of my horse, so I just wanted to clarify. Anyway, yeah, that's the story of the time I got kicked out of a barn, and some insight on it. I still don't talk to Oliver. Actually, because he was not very far from the town that I lived in, I worked at a feed store in that town, and he came in there all the time. And I honestly don't know if he ever recognized me, but I would help him load his feed onto his cart. I'd carry it out for him. I'd load it into his truck. I'd get his shavings for him. And he was always happy, friendly, nice guy. I don't know if he ever recognized me though. It's kind of, I still wonder if he knows that I was who was loading his stuff or not. But anyway, it's in the past, doesn't matter anymore. Obviously, once again, I used fake names in this video. Those are not the people's real names. But yeah, there you go. That's the horse world for you. Always watch your back, and if you're going to post things on the internet at this barn, clarify that with your barn owner first, so there's nothing under the table, no miscommunications that way. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time, and doing a sit-down video. I know I haven't done them in a long time, but hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!